Hello and welcome to Philosophy Vibe, the channel where we discuss and debate different philosophical ideas. Today we're going to be looking into the difference between analytic and synthetic propositions. Great. So in philosophy debates and discussions, you may hear the terms analytic or synthetic statements or propositions. But what exactly do they mean? In this video, we will give a brief description of both and offer some examples. Excellent. Now, the analytic-synthetic distinction is largely derived from the works of the philosopher Immanuel Kant, who wanted to highlight the difference between a proposition where the predicate is included in the subject and one that is not. What does that mean? So, a proposition where the predicate is included in the subject means that the definition of something is included in its description, and this is what an analytic statement is. I'm not sure I understand. Okay. An analytic proposition is one that is true or false based on the definition itself. An analytic statement is therefore true by definition. You do not need any external evidence or empirical investigation to affirm the proposition. It is solely down to the meaning and concepts of the words expressed. Can you give me an example? A common example is the following statement: all bachelors are unmarried men. This is an analytic statement because the very definition of a bachelor is an unmarried man. So to be a bachelor is to be an unmarried man. So the subject is the bachelor. The predicate of the bachelor is to be an unmarried man, and so the predicate is included in the subject. I see. Another example would be a square has four sides. Now, to be a square, you need to have four sides. So to say a square has four sides is true by definition. Yes, I understand. You can refer to analytic propositions as tautologies, where you say the same thing twice, just using different words. Essentially, analytic statements do not add any information to a concept or subject. Imagine if someone says, "You know David is my brother, but did you know that David is my male sibling?" This seems strange, right? As the predicate of male sibling was already included in the subject of brother, so nothing new was added. Yes, this makes sense. So then, explain what a synthetic proposition is. Quite simply, a synthetic proposition is one that needs empirical evidence or sensory experience for its affirmation or denial. A synthetic proposition does not have the predicate included in the subject, but one has to go beyond the subject to affirm if the predicate is true or not. Okay, so what would be an example of a synthetic proposition? If I was to say there is a church in my village, this is not true by definition. The village is the subject, and having a church is the predicate, but this predicate is not part of the subject. My village could have a church, or it could not have a church, and the only way to discover whether this statement is true or false is with observation and sensory experience, and so that statement becomes a synthetic statement. Right. I could also say, my house has a pool table. Again, this is not true by the definition of the term house. It needs evidence beyond the mere meaning of the concept of house. It needs to be discovered through empirical investigation. Okay, I think I understand. So, if I was to say all bachelors are unmarried men, this is an analytic proposition, as it is true by definition, and so it needs no further evidence to be affirmed. However, if I was to say all bachelors have brown hair, this is a synthetic statement, as it is not part of the concept of a bachelor to have brown hair. We need to go beyond the subject and use sensory experience to see if all bachelors do have brown hair. This is not true by the concept, but needs empirical observation for its truth or falsity to be discovered. Exactly. Now, it might be worth pointing out that some of the concepts might initially need empirical understanding to begin with before you can see them as analytic propositions. So you may need empirical understanding of married, single, and man. But once these concepts are understood, then you can safely say a bachelor is an unmarried man is a clear analytic statement. Interesting. If you enjoy studying philosophy and you want to help support this channel, then make sure you check out the Philosophy by Paperback Anthology book set. This is a compilation of a number of our scripts put into 3 volumes. Philosophy of Religion, Metaphysics, and Ethics and Political Philosophy, a great set for an introduction to philosophy and a great study guide. These are all available on Amazon, and all purchases really help out this channel. But that's all the time we have for now. Thank you for watching, we hope you enjoyed the vibe, and we hope the analytic-synthetic distinction is clear for you. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you all soon.